I am going to try and say this with as clear, calm, and sober a tone as I can possibly manage. We are heading towards another world war. And no, this is not me catastrophizing. No, this is not me being hyperbolic or fear-mongering. Because I know that the fear of a world war is what everyone starts talking about after every single atrocity, after every conflict, every tense moment. That is what we always say, and it hasn't been true until now. It's not just Venezuela. Venezuela alone is a terrifying violation of international law on a scale that risks dismantling the era of peace, relative peace, I should say, that we have endured since the Second World War. But it is not just Venezuela. We have a government who is saying, yeah, we did this in Venezuela. Yeah, we attacked this country that we have not declared war on, and we have kidnapped their sovereign leader. Yes, we've done that, and you know what? We're going to do it to others. We are going to do it in Cuba. We are going to do it in Colombia. We are going to do it in Mexico. We are going to do it in Greenland. We're going to do it against Denmark, a NATO partner. And sure, we all took it as somewhat of a joke when Trump suggested that he would go and take Greenland. However, we can't take those as jokes anymore. We never really should have, because he just bombed Venezuela, went in and kidnapped their head of state. Not only that, he's not even saying he's doing it to uphold some sort of international law or boundary. No, he's saying he's doing it because he is asserting that we have a right to Venezuela, that we have a right to their resources and their economy. He is saying that we have a right to them just because they are in the Americas, and he is claiming that we have hegemonic control over all of the Americas. Now ask yourself, how do we achieve that? How do we actually assert control over all of North America and South America? If you think South America doesn't fucking fight back, you're insane. But moreover, do you think the world just stops and lets that happen? Now, you think the world might be terrified enough that they wouldn't try and fight us in our own backyard, and you might be right, but hey, what do you think the other major powers of the world are going to start doing once they realize that there are no rules anymore, that in fact you can go and seize territory that you want by force, and the world is not going to do anything about it? Well, they're going to do it too, not just because they want it, but because if they don't do it, now they're going to fall even further behind the power of the United States. It's going to be an arms race to seize land, resources, territory, all of that, in order to maintain balance and power on the world stage. And once again, if the US seizes Greenland, that puts us at war, or at least significantly at odds with a NATO member. And so then NATO has to ask itself, are we going to go to war against the United States because they're the ones attacking a NATO member? Or do we just disband NATO? And when you disband NATO, what else happens after that? Suddenly, these smaller countries that have been under the protection of NATO are now open to attack. And, vice versa, the more powerful countries in NATO, now they have a vested interest to do the same, to land grab as quickly and as strongly as they possibly can. Once again, in order to survive the world order that the US is defining for us. And again, this isn't fear-mongering. This isn't hyperbole. This is playing out what would happen if the leader of our country does the things he says he's going to do after proving that he is willing to go to greater lengths than any president in history.
Shalom, shalom. Giving out honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who teach 100% truth. Shalom to the 144,000 and to the elect, just your brother Ra'aya, back again with another message. And yeah, y'all, he said a lot in this video, so I'm gonna let this play, and then I'm gonna give a few words, and we're gonna close it up. But yeah, Esau, and not to even say that he's an Edomite, because we don't necessarily know, but he is coming out with some truth right here. He is saying, like, what do people think is going to happen if the United States president can go and do these type of things to other places? Like, is it not going to have an effect on everything else that happens? Like, of course it is, because once they see that you're no longer playing by the rules, then nobody else is going to be playing by the rules, and then it's going to turn into a world full of chaos. So let's get it back, y'all. Hold on.
Calm and sober a tone as I can possibly manage. We are heading towards another world war. And no,
Which we've already said. We've told y'all that we were heading, the prophets out there on the highways and byways and hedges, but then told y'all that World War III, our apostles and elders have said this from the very beginning, that World War III is coming. And now, do any of y'all realize what they've been saying now? I know the Akim out there know, but these, the 2/3 and these heathen, the rest of the heathens, do they even have an inkling of what we've been saying now, since we see that everything that our elders have said has come true? So wouldn't they believe now more than ever that Babylon the Great, aka America, will be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles by fire? Based on what's happening right now, I can't see how it's about to go. Do you got to be a full on chess master to be able to see the moves ahead? Like, come on now. But anyway,
it's another world war. And no, this is not me catastrophizing. No, this is not me being hyperbolic or fear mongering. Because I know that the fear of a world war is what everyone starts talking about after every single atrocity, after every conflict, every tense moment. That is what we always say, and it hasn't been true until now. It's not just Venezuela. Venezuela alone is a terrifying violation of international law on a scale that risks dismantling the era of peace, relative peace, we have endured since the Second World War. But it is not.
thing is, you know, all this time, right? Everybody been partying and bullshitting. Now, when something like this is popping off, right? Now, say just like how earlier I made a video about America seizing the oil tanker of Venezuela, will actually I guess it's Russians oil tanker now, but them seizing it and Russia retaliating, right? They could easily turn into a non-returning state of the world. Like, the world won't return back to from what happens if they retaliate. You know what I'm saying? It can easily go into, but these prophecies have to be fulfilled, like the MOTB and all that, and Jacob's trouble has to fully go into effect. But we can clearly see what time and day it's coming to, and people out there are acting as if what we've been saying is so far fetched. So whenever your calamity comes, we're going to laugh. And with that, I give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Shalom, y'all. On to the next one.